Right, let's get started. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are completely new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. And for those of you who are interested in joining the live classes that we have every Sunday, you can find all the details on this page, which is tiny.cc/Hindi University. I highly recommend you visit this page and familiarize yourself with all the details that we have on this page, that the books that we follow on a regular basis, that books that we followed in the previous years. Similarly, the miscellaneous practice sessions that we have for all levels. So wealth of information is there. Some of you ask me like, how do you find classes that you missed? So all the details are captured here. So in case if you missed any previous classes, that's also the best resource for you. Some of you are always interested in doing some self Hindi assessment where you want to test your current understanding. So you'll find some Hindi test also. Okay. So that's kind of like a little bit of a background. And as you know, this year we're starting. Um, 1 minute, okay. So as you know, like this year we are starting two parallel tracks, right? So we have students at all levels. So what we have done is we are doing both of them together. So for beginners, the plan is that we will cover two books, which is first one is Pingu Learns Hindi, and the second book that we have is Professor Richard Delacy's Elementary Hindi. Okay, you can find the details of the book on this page. And for the intermediate advanced levels students, it's a blended curriculum, which means I'll be covering, a lot of custom topics that we have not covered in the past. And it will also include listening exercises, reading comprehension, so miscellaneous exercises to help you think. Because the idea is to not necessarily give you more like newer Hindi topics, but sort of strengthen your understanding on the current one. Because that's all you need. Like you already know a lot of like the basics and the intermediate topic. You just have to use them more often, okay, and get used to listening to them. So today the plan is for the beginners. We will start the chapter 3 of Richard Delacy books, which is like where we'll be talking about Hindi adjectives. Hindi adjectives. So that's the first half of the book, half of the class that I'll be spending on Hindi adjectives. A little bit of a basics on Hindi adjectives. In the second half of the class, we'll be going over a short Hindi paragraph. So for those of you who attended the last two classes, you guys know that we covered a topic called Vala. And that's probably most of you heard of Vala in different contexts like Doodh Wala, Pan Wala, like Sabji Wala. Okay. Similarly, Barish Hone Wali hai. So there are many cases of it. This paragraph will basically cover miscellaneous use cases of Vala, and I'll read it slowly, then I'll read it like a native speaker. Your goal would be to hear it attentively. There are some complex vocabulary words also in it, but even though you may not know it, try to make sense of the entire paragraph. Okay. With that in mind, the classes are always collaborative, so feel free to stop me if you think I'm going too fast, and we'll address your questions. Okay. Any questions so far in terms of logistics and administrative stuff? Anyone? A lot of new folks joined, so don't worry, I'm not going to put you on the spot initially. I'm not going to ask you question, but yeah, the existing folks I'll definitely ask a lot of questions. Okay, and then as you come up to speed, you will immediately sort of blend in. Okay, so let's get started on Hindi adjectives. Okay, Hindi adjectives. Hindi adjectives. Professor Richard Delacy, he prefers to start it in the beginning. Like, we've covered some basic topics, and after that, and I was like, okay, why don't we try that as well? Okay, so it's just like English adjectives where, these are the words that you use to describe your nouns and pronouns. Okay, those are, those words are called adjectives. Okay, just like in English. Okay, so let's say you have nothing but a noun called girl. Okay, you can use various ways to describe a girl. You can say a tall girl. Okay, or you can say a short girl. Okay, another way would be like you can say smart. And all of those you will see that we are describing the noun. Okay, describing the noun, and so those are the words are called adjectives. Okay, um so far so good. It exactly works the same way in Hindi as well. Okay, um, now one thing that you will notice is it's in Hindi the adjectives are slightly in some cases it behaves slightly different than in English. Okay, in English, let's say we will describe them into two sort of categories. You have inflected adjectives and you have uninflected adjectives. Uninflected adjectives, which basically means inflected adjectives are adjectives that change their forms, and this one they do not change their forms. What is the criteria for it? We'll be discussing it. Okay, but that's at a high level. You can categorize them into two different buckets. The other category that you would see is, even though in English also there are multiple categories of adjectives, like in this current class we'll be talking about two of them. The first one is the descriptive adjectives, right? So where you will see that they're giving a description of a noun or a pronoun, right? So like tall, short, these are all called descriptive. Okay, descriptive one. And the second one that you will notice is the adjectives that are basically quantitative. They are telling you about the quantity. Quantitative adjectives, where you can talk about like fewer, more. Okay, all of those you will put them into the quantitative adjective bucket. Okay, that's just high level. Let me erase it, and then with the help of example you will get a pretty good idea about what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first example I'll have is basically inflected adjective. So let's say you have describing a boy, a boy. Okay, you can say tall boy. Okay, and then you can have boys, and if you want to describe them also, you pretty much use the same adjective, tall boys. You're not comparing them against others, so it's still the same form. Okay, then you have a girl, you still use the same adjectives, but let's make it plural. You'll still use the same adjective. Okay, so in this case you will notice that the noun that you have is masculine singular, you have masculine plural, you have feminine singular, and you have feminine plural. But in all the cases, English, and there are many languages that you will notice that they do not change the adjectives that you have in place. All of them are using tall. Okay. In this case, Hindi, it's different. Okay. Just like Spanish, it changes, and you notice it based on the gender and the number. The Hindi adjective will change. What is the word for tall in Hindi?
Lamba.
Huh?
Lamba.
Okay. One more.
Bada.
Bada. Very good. Bada. You can say lamba also. Bada. Okay. So far so good, right? And you notice that this is ending with, when you say bada, there is a sound of a in it. So whenever and again there are exceptions, but most of the Hindi adjectives that are ending with the "a" sound, okay, most of the adjectives that are ending with "a" sound, they change based on the noun or the pronoun that you have, and based on the gender and the number. So when it is masculine singular, what is boy in Hindi?
Ladka.
Very good, right? Ladka. So in this case, you will simply say bada ladka. Okay. Next one. Whenever you have masculine plural, the ending of which changes to bade, and boys is ladke. So you notice that it changes, the R sound changes to A when it is followed by masculine plural nouns. Bade, ladke. What is girl in Hindi?
Ladki.
Ladki. And plural would be, girls would be,
लड़कियां.
very good, ladkiyan. Okay. Now another thing that you will notice is for feminine singular, it's badi, badi. It's E sound. Okay. And plural also, it's badi, badi ladkiyan. So it can often cause confusion to complete beginners when they learn about this concept, because it changes, okay, and it's, I mean, in some languages it behaves just like in Hindi. Like for example, Spanish, how would you say same thing, tall boy? I know some of you are Spanish speakers, you can help me here. How would you
Niño
say?
alto.
Yeah, and what about tall boys?
Niños altos.
Yeah. What about
Altos.
tall girl?
Niña alta.
Alta.
And tall girls?
Niñas altas.
You see that, like, the form of the adjective is changing, right? Just like in Hindi. Okay. So that part, it remains exactly similar to Hindi. Okay. That's basically one of the categories of Hindi adjectives which are ending with the "a" sound. Okay, you will say bada ladka, ending with, and then for plural, bade, badi, and badi. Okay, so exactly same thing. If I were to ask you, instead of bada, it was a short. Okay, short boy, short boys, short girl, and short girls. And the word for short is,
Tati.
okay, what is the, okay, chota. Okay, and your now task is just follow the same pattern and tell how will you say all of them. Short boy. First one.
Yeah.
First one, Ruby. How will you say the first one? It will be. It's still ending with the
छोटा
vowel.
बड़ा
Chota
छोटा
ladka.
बड़ा
Chota ladka. Okay. You can write it down also.
छोटे बड़ा
Chote.
छोटे बड़े
No, so ladke, right? Because bada is the adjective for tall. Now we are replacing it with, we are just trying different adjectives on the same noun. So you will not say chote bade in this case, you will just say chote ladke. I didn't erase it because I thought you would use the pattern, but this one. Now hopefully this helps. So you will simply say chota ladka for this one, and you said chote ladke for these two. Ladki would be
Choti larki.
chot. Okay, and then plural would be,
Choti larkiyan.
very good, right? Choti ladkiyan. Okay. Now, for most of the cases that is ending with the "a" sound, you will follow this rule. But there are definitely exceptions Right now, don't worry about the exception. I'll provide you the list of exceptions as we make progress in the class. But right now, I won't worry too much about it. Okay. The homework exercise for you is at least try these two adjectives, but try to change the nouns that you have. Okay. Instead of boy and girl, I want you to try, let's say this one, kamra, which is nothing but room. Okay, I want you to try the basic stuff. You can try with room, and then some of the other, let's say you can try with book also, which is kitab. Okay, okay, and let's try some more. Okay, I'm gonna now. Any questions so far? Anyone? Feel free to ask. Feel free to. Okay, now I'm gonna give you some more. The list of popular Hindi adjectives that are in the same category. Okay, hopefully this will help also. Okay, and as I said, like right now, the goal is to only give you two categories: descriptive one and the quantitative one. And as we progress further, just like in English, you have other types of adjectives. We will cover those as well. But at this level, this is the thing that I got. So now next sort of the common list I have is Hindi adjectives is acha. Acha is
Good.
good, right? So same thing you can try with like you can try with food, which is acha khana, okay? Or if you're drinking something, you can say achi lassi or mango lassi, right? So you see that, the moment I have, a noun that is feminine, I didn't use acha, I use achi, okay? And okay, so I want you to try some of these popular Hindi adjectives as well. Acha, and then bura. Bura is the opposite, which is bad. Okay. Color as well, right? So you have, I think lamba we tried. You have thanda. Thanda is
Cold.
cold, right? Thanda is cold. Okay. You can use it for food as well, like thanda khana. Okay. We have meetha. Meetha is
Sweet.
yeah, sweet. Okay, meetha. Okay. Let's see something more ending with a. What else can you guys think of ending with a? Okay, some colors, right? So you have a pila. Pila is
Yellow.
yellow. Very good. Okay, you can say pili car is yellow car. Okay, because it's car is feminine, so it's pili car. Okay. What other adjectives you can think of that are ending with a?
Zara.
Which one?
Zara.
Zara. Which one? What does it mean?
Insignificant
Jada.
or
You mean jada? This one?
I
Or
think so.
something? Huh?
You mean insignificant or small?
Okay, Zara. Okay, Zara. I see. I see. It definitely, like, you will not inflect it. You will not say Zari or Zare. Okay. But anyway, it's like, now let's stick with this. Now give me a list of nouns. And it could be singular, plural, it could be masculine, feminine. Some good nouns that we have not covered so far.
Kursi.
Achhi film.
Okay, that's very good. Kursi. Kursi is
Acha.
chair. Very good. Okay, somebody said kitten. Billy,
I said achhi film.
which one?
Achhi film.
Write it down. Maybe I'm missing it.
Achhi film.
Oh, Achhi film. Okay, so film. Okay, film. I see. Film. Okay, a movie. It's the same English word. Okay. Any other nouns you guys can think of?
Gari.
Gadi, okay. Let me write the plural of it. So I'm going to say gadiyan. Okay. What other nouns you guys can think of?
Patang.
Kite,
Patang, like kite.
Ah.
Okay. Okay. We have a lot of food related adjectives, so feel free to put your favorite food.
Dosa.
Dosa, very good. You see that? Here comes dosa. Drinks or
Samosa.
which one?
Samosa.
Samosa. There you go. Samosa, right? Thanda samosa. Like I often complain, right, when I go to the store and if they give you cold, like the thanda samosa, like samosa thanda hai. Like you would rather get a hot one, right? Anyway, I don't want to give you a hint, but you know where this is going, right? You have a table of all the adjectives which are meant to be inflected, and you have a list of nouns. Anyway, let's get some more nouns. What other nouns you can think of?
Jill,
Dean.
Which one?
Dean.
Maybe I need to see it in the chat so I can make sense of it.
Day.
They spell it?
No. Day in English, like
Oh,
morning or
like this?
no. Day like morning day or
Din.
Oh,
Din.
then. Oh,
Then.
then. There you go. Then. Then is day. Very good. I'm going to give Nadi also. Nadi is
The river.
River.
very good. Right? River. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to get like few minutes from all you guys, and I want you to try all the combinations. Okay. And up to you. We just made this list in front of you. You have all the adjectives, you have all the nouns. I want you to try these adjectives with the appropriate nouns here. Okay, and change the form of the adjectives appropriately. Okay, I gave you one example. I can say achhi film. Okay, I can say pili, and you said patang, because patang is feminine. So I change it to pili patang, yellow kite. Okay, I'm going to take a pause here. I want you, all of you, to try. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay, it will give me where everyone is. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. All of you should use the Zoom chat feature. Okay, and folks who are watching on Facebook, I want you to try as well. Try to write as many combinations as possible. And if you want to use a new noun, feel free to go for that as well. I just put it here, some basic nouns, so it's sometimes it's handy, right? Because you want to try it out. Okay. And if you have any questions, I'm here. You can ask me.
So Ashutosh Ji, is dosa and samosa, would that be masculine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If it is kachori, it's like a sister of samosa. That's considered feminine. I don't know if you've ever tried kachori.
Yeah.
You tried it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, there you go. Kachori. That's a sister of samosa. That's feminine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashutosh, can I ask a
Huh?
question?
Please.
What about Jahaj and God? Are those masculine nouns?
Okay, so let's write it down. You have gar, and then you have jahaj. Jahaj is
The
ship,
boat or
or
ship?
the boat, ship, and gar is house. What do you think?
I think they're masculine. I'm
They
not
are.
sure.
Both of them are masculine. Okay. Same thing if it is a small hut, jhopadi, that's considered feminine. Okay. Similarly, if it is a small boat, jahaj is a ship, but small boat is considered now. Now is feminine. Okay. All right. So let's see how you guys are doing. I hope to see a lot of responses here. Okay. Thanda din. Okay. Very good. Thande dose. बड़ा डोसा, पीली कुर्सी, अच्छी बिल्ली. Okay, very good. पीली गाड़ियाँ. Okay, Bade pile gain ball. Okay. Jahaj ghar. Okay. Awesome. Thanda samosa. Keep trying, guys. That's how you can. And if it is hard, you let me know. Okay. But at least try the combination. Feel free to change the noun if you think that helps you better. Let's see. Tatiana ji, you want to try it out? Some of them for us?
Yes, I can try. Acha patang,
Okay. So you said this one and then patang. Patang is?
a kite.
Okay. Which is?
Uh, masculine,
Feminine.
feminine.
Yes. So that would be?
Achi patang.
Very good. Achhi patang. We'll try one more.
Bura film,
Bura and then?
film,
Okay. So film is also
masculine.
feminine.
Also, okay.
It's okay. This is good, right? So will be?
Booty film.
Yes, buri film. Okay. Let's try one more. So I'm going to write it here. It's feminine. Film is also feminine.
Okay. Pila Billy.
Okay, very good. So Billy is?
Masculine?
No, it's
Oh,
feminine.
feminine. Feminine.
So
Okay.
it will be?
Pili Billy.
There you go, Pili Billy. See, this helps, right? This helps you understand. But don't get, like, as I'm saying, like, don't get conscious when you're talking. Just try to, like, go with the flow, like, and that way. And this is the hard topic. How do you know which nouns are masculine, which nouns are feminine? There are some basic rules around it which we'll be covering, but by and large this is one of the hardest topic by and large, like, and even as a Hindi instructor, it's very hard to kind of like fit, because there are a lot of English words also, okay, a lot of new words also, and the linguist never thought like what should be the criteria that should be used, like for example laptop, right, or mobile phone. When they were writing this language or any language, they didn't think where it will fit, but just by the, like, the notion of people speaking, they kind of like, some of them are naturally fits into certain categories, right? But anyway, right now my simple ask to you is just try it out, okay, the combinations, and then some of them you will learn it as I told you, like patang is feminine, film is feminine, kursi is also feminine, right? Dosa, go ahead.
I said they're all feminine except for the last ones.
Samosa.
Kursi, Billy, Film, Gadi,
Sevgar, Jahaj,
Jahan,
yeah,
Samosa, it's
yeah, right. So these are the one that we wrote here. They
masculine.
are
Yeah.
masculine. Yes, right. Awesome. Any questions so far? Anyone? Be honest. Who's finding it hard? You can raise your hand.
One question, sir.
Yes.
Bad cat.
Uh-huh.
It's Billy is feminine, so Burra becomes Burry, but do you spell it with a D?
Yes.
So-
No. So you'll not spell it with that becomes old. So we will cover the class also. There is a R sound and there is a D sound. Okay. When you're using the R sound, that's bad. When you're using the D sound, that's Budha, which means old. Okay. When I say Budha Admi is old man. When I say Budi Aurat, old women.
Okay, so bad cat is
Buri,
Buri. Okay.
R sound, right? R.
Ra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buri.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if it is plural, just like ladki becomes ladkiyan, billi becomes
Billion.
very good. No, billiyan. Okay. Billi becomes
Billi.
yeah. So far so
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So now, these are the categories of adjectives that change their form. Now there's another category that do not change their form, regardless of the nouns are masculine or feminine, or regardless of their number, the singular or plural. Okay, we call them uninflected adjectives. I'm going to give some examples of those as well. Okay, so examples are, let's say you have sundar, which is beautiful. Okay. You have sundar, which is beautiful. Okay, you will say sundar gar, you will say sundar ladka, you will say sundar ladki. Okay, sundar ladki, sundar ladke, sundar ladkiyan. You're not changing the form of sundar, it's just said as it is. Okay, so that's, you will put them into the category of uninflected adjectives. Okay, similarly, like, hot, garam, you say thanda, but you have garam, hot. Okay, garam samosa, right? It's not going to change. It's garam samosa. Even if you make it plural, it's going to remain the same. Okay, similarly, you have asan. Asan is easy. Asan. Okay, that's also an uninflected adjective that you have, stays the same. Okay, any other examples you guys can think of?
Lao.
Ashu Ji,
Huh?
excuse me, what's the difference with garam and garmi?
Yeah, so garam and garmi. Who would like to explain that before I give the answer? You have garam here, and you have garmi.
Maybe garam it is hot and garmi it is summer.
That's right, garmi is summer. Okay, and similarly, if you're feeling the mujhe garmi lag rahi hai, I'm feeling like, hot. Okay, what other explanation can you guys think of? Garam versus garmi.
Does the garam, does the garam apply to only food?
It applies to food. It applies to other than food as well.
Maybe garam is hot and garmi is heat.
That's right. Heat also, heat. Like where you will use mujhe garmi lag rahi hai, that's, if you're feeling hot. Like garam, some of you asked, like, can it be only for food? It can be used for other cases as well. Like, for example, sometimes like, what? One more time?
I see.
Which one?
Episode spicy. Chili.
Which one, Maddie? I am having hard time hearing.
Spicy.
Spicy. I see. Spicy. Okay. Spicy, it's tikheda. I use a different adjective for it. So tikha, for that. Okay, for spicy. Okay. Anything else? What about some of the advanced folks? What do you guys, can you guys think of some other?
Lao.
Which one?
Lao. Red.
Okay, red.
Safed.
Safed. Okay.
Mar.
Okay, so I'm going to write it lal. Lal is red. Okay, you have safed. Safed is white, and then one more.
Katin.
Which one?
Katin.
Katin. Okay, katin. Katin is
Difficult.
difficult. Okay, so just like before, I want you to try out some of these adjectives with these nouns. And if you want to change the nouns, because these are like, some of them may not be applicable, why don't we change some of these? Okay, so I'm going to say pariksha. Pariksha is exam. Okay, I'm going to say some other noun. Bhasha. Bhasha is language. Okay, I'm going to say,
Mausam.
which one?
Mausam.
Mausam. Very good. Mausam. Mausam. Okay. Mausam, which is weather. Okay. What else? Okay, now why don't you try it? This is good enough. Why don't you all try it? Let's see. Make, you want to try it out? You have adjectives, you have nouns.
Katin Pariksha.
Katin Pariksha, very good. Anything else? Try one more.
Safed Kursi.
Safed Kursi. Tisina ji, you want to try it out?
Did you ask me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sundar Bhasha.
Sundar Basha, very good. Okay, Malaji, you want to try it out?
Safed Gari.
Safed Gadi, awesome. Madhumita ji, you want to try it out?
Asan Pariksha.
Asan Pariksha, wonderful. Let's see. Jane, you want to try it out? Okay, let's see. Janapriya.
Achi Kitab.
Achhi kitab, wonderful. Janapriya ji, you feel free to change the noun also if that helps you guys.
Sundar Mausam.
Sundar Mausam, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so here's the summary. I want this topic will continue because we will try more things, but at a minimum, I want you to try out both the as a homework exercise. Try out both the inflected adjectives and uninflected adjectives with the miscellaneous nouns. Okay, and write down in your journal. Okay, and then that way you will have more confidence that you can try it out. Okay, and in that process, if you come across any problem to figure out whether this noun is masculine or feminine, remember you can always use the formula that we have in the book, Hindi formula, right, to find out whether it is masculine or feminine. Okay. Any questions so far before I switch to the harder section of the class, which is the Hindi paragraph?
Ex Saval.
Please.
How do we know what is a non-inflective adjective?
Yeah.
Is there a rule for that?
Yeah, so this is the hard one again as well, right? I mean, so by and large, if the adjectives are ending with the "a" sound, by and large, okay, there's a vowel "a" at the end of it, they are inflected by and large. There are definitely exceptions. If they're not ending with the "a" sound, like none of them, Sundar, Garam, Asan, Lal, Safed, Kathin, okay. Right now, stick with that rule. Okay. As you make progress, you'll be able to decipher some exceptions as well. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Of course.
Yes, I have a question from Anders.
Yeah, please. Yes, please go ahead.
Those substantives that are not inflected, for instance, water, do we use the singular form like karmi, pani?
Okay, so pani is masculine, and you will use
Garam.
This is the adjective you have in front of you. You will be using garam.
Garam pani.
That's it, garam pani. Okay.
And so that's also a plural in function, right? It's not inflected water.
So the pani is which one is inflected? Garam is not inflected, but instead of garam, it was thanda. It's ending with a. With pani, you will say thanda pani. Okay. With with lassi, which is a feminine, you probably heard of mango lassi. It's thandi mango lassi.
Okay.
Because it's the gender of lassi. Lassi is feminine. Pani is masculine. Does that make sense or? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we'll switch the gears. And this one will be slightly harder for beginners, but I would say don't worry too much. This is like really the intent is basically in the last two classes we covered this topic called Vala. Okay, and if you go to this page that we have, which is tiny.cc and Hindi University, there is a thing called Hindi story. Right now, don't go over it because I am going to be reading it, and I don't want you to read the story. I want you to listen to it because the exercise is to improve your listening skills. Okay, after I'm done with it, feel free to go to this link, Hindi story. You can click on this link and it will tell you about the previous chapters we have done on Hindi listening. Okay, for beginners, I want you to just write down all the words that are used with wala. For intermediate and advanced, I want you to make sense of separately all the sentences and then the full paragraph also. And just like before, I'm going to read it slowly first, okay, just so that you can try to process the sentences. Then I'm going to read like a native speaker, which is a little bit fast. Okay. Anytime you have questions, feel free to, ask me. If there are some difficult words, vocabulary words, you try to just hear it and write it down. And as we go through the review, we can discuss the meaning of it. Okay, so I'm going to start now. I'm going to read slowly. Okay. एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ सैर पे जाता है। एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ सैर पे जाता है। रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है। रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है। रोज एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं। रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है। रोज एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं। रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है रोज व्यायाम करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं और मेहनत करने वालों को हमेशा सफलता मिलती है। और मेहनत करने वालों को हमेशा सफलता मिलती है। बच्चे बोलते हैं जी पिताजी। बच्चे बोलते हैं जी पिताजी। ओके, आई एम गोना रिपीट द होल थिंग अगेन। ओके, एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ सैर पे और वॉक पे जाता है। रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है रोज व्यायाम करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं और मेहनत करने वालों को हमेशा सफलता मिलती है। बच्चे बोलते हैं जी पिताजी, हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे। बच्चे बोलते हैं जी पिताजी, हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे, लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए। लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए, बारिश होने वाली है। बारिश होने वाली है और हमें घर जल्दी पहुंचना है। और हमें घर जल्दी पहुंचना है क्योंकि माँ आज गांव जाने वाली है। क्योंकि माँ आज गांव जाने वाली है. I'm going to repeat the second part again. बच्चे बोलते हैं, जी पिताजी, हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे, लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए, बारिश होने वाली है और हमें घर जल्दी पहुंचना है, क्योंकि माँ आज गांव जाने वाली है. माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं. माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं. माँ बहुत सालों बाद लखनऊ वाली मौसी से मिलेगी. माँ बहुत सालों बाद लखनऊ वाली, or you can change it to Delhi, okay, मौसी से मिलेगी. मौसी बहुत पैसे वाली है. मौसी बहुत पैसे वाली है. लेकिन फिर भी रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है. लेकिन रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है. I'm going to repeat the third portion again. माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं. माँ बहुत सालों बाद लखनऊ वाली मौसी से मिलेगी. मौसी बहुत पैसे वाली है, लेकिन फिर भी रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है. मैंने सुना है मौसी का पति एक नया बिजनेस शुरू करने वाला है. मैंने सुना है मौसी का पति एक नया बिजनेस शुरू करने वाला है. Okay, it was a hard exercise. The purpose of it to be hard. So in case if you got lost, don't worry. I'm going to read the whole thing again, but as a native speaker. Okay, even if you didn't get a lot of it, don't worry about it. It's just the habit of getting used to the, longer paragraphs and sentences which are spoken at a moderate pace. Okay, now I'm going to read it the same thing at a high pace, a fast pace. Okay,
Is it okay to ask what is bhavta?
yes, what is bhavtav? We will go over each of them. Okay, right now I'm going to just read it again, and then I want you to tell me which of the words were hard. So even if you're a beginner, if some of the words, if you're able to hear it, just write it down in the broken, Romanagri. That's completely fine. Okay, at least that way you will hear it next time. You will have a much better way of processing it. I'm going to read it fast this time. Okay, and this is how the native speakers will talk. Okay, एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ वॉक पे जाता है. रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है, रोज एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं और मेहनत करने वालों को हमेशा सफलता मिलती है. बच्चे बोलते हैं, जी पिताजी, हम रोज व्यायाम करेंगे, हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे, लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए, बारिश होने वाली है और हमें जल्दी घर पहुंचना है, क्योंकि माँ आज गांव जाने वाली है. माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं. माँ बहुत सालों बाद लखनऊ वाली मौसी से मिलेगी. मौसी बहुत पैसे वाली है, लेकिन फिर भी रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है. मैंने सुना है मौसी का पति एक नया बिजनेस शुरू करने वाला है. Okay, I want you to, at least all of you, to tell me which of the words were hard, where you didn't know the vocabulary words, and I'm going to write it down here. So we had sal, which is walk, vyayam, which is exercise, bhavtav is negotiation. Negotiation.
I was gonna say haggle.
Haggle, yeah, that's it. Haggle. Haggle is a better word. Haggle. Haggle is completely. Which one?
Safeta?
Which one?
Safeta? Or something like that?
Safalta. Very good.
Safalta.
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 What is safalta?
Successful, yeah,
Very
success.
good. Success. Very good. Success. Safalta.
Roj.
Very good. Roj. What is roj?
Every day. Every day.
Daily.
Very good. Rose is daily. Hamesha.
Always.
Always. Always.
Okay. Any other word which you have?
Mehnat.
Mehnat. What is mehnat?
To try.
Effort.
Sorry, not to try. To work hard.
Hard.
Mehenakana, work hard.
Okay. Which one?
Bardish.
Barish. Barish. Okay.
Rain.
Rain.
Is it meha business? I didn't get the word.
Yeah. So I said business is vyapar. Vyapar is business. Vyapar is business. Any other word which was hard?
Bhavtav.
Bhavtav we did, right? Bhavtav is haggle.
Oh, okay.
Paise wale.
Paise
Yes.
wala. Okay, very good. Paise wala. What is paise wala?
A rich. Rich.
Very good, right? What is paisa?
Money.
Money. Right? So paise wala becomes someone with money.
Mir.
Amir, very good. Amir.
Salubad.
Salobag. Huh. Salobag.
Salon very good. Very good.
Salobag.
Salon ke baad. Which is that? What is that? What is?
After many years, Salomon.
Salon ke baad, after many years. Right? Salon baad. Sal is 1 year. Multiple years because it's used after postposition. Just like ladkon ke pita, salon ke, I mean just like that. Salon ke baad. Salon baad.
Paunchna.
Paunchna. What is paunchna?
To reach or to arrive.
To reach. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna read one by one. Okay. And I'm gonna ask you guys to type it, and some of you try to make sure that everyone is getting a chance. Okay. It's hard for me to nominate, but I'm gonna read it, and each of you just try one line and then let me see. So एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ वॉक पे जाता है. Let's see. Let's see. Mala, you want to try this one? एक दिन रॉन अपने बच्चों के साथ सैर पे जाता है.
One day, Ron with his children goes for a walk.
Wonderful. रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है. Scott, you want to try it out? रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है.
His children asked, or his children said?
रॉन अपने बच्चों से बोलता है. The other way. You understood Ron, you understood बच्चे. He talks to his, or he tells his.
Okay, he tells
Wonderful.
the children.
Right? That's a good try, honestly speaking. I thought it will be hard for you, but you're still able to sort of dissect it. Okay. रोज एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं. लिया जी. रोज व्यायाम करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं.
To exercise. Okay, just a moment.
Yeah, take your time.
To do exercise every day, or the and you said, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
No, it's okay. रोज एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हमेशा स्वस्थ रहते हैं.
It's healthy to work hard every day,
So
or to exercise every day.
yeah.
No.
So what is exercise? Exercise karna is to do exercise.
To do exercise.
Exercise.
The one.
Yes, very good.
The ones who exercise or do exercise every day,
Swasth
Zwast, zwast.
Swasth.
That
Swasth.
was health? No, or I'm missing
That's
the
right.
point.
That's right. Swasth is healthy.
Yes.
So finish it up. The one who's exercise daily,
They stay healthy.
wonderful. They stay healthy. Wonderful. This was the hardest one. Okay? I give you
No,
the hard one.
I was just.
No, no,
Okay.
you got the hard. Okay. और मेहनत करने वालों को, okay, just like exercise करने वाले, now you have
Ah,
मेहनत.
it's still me.
No, it's not you now.
Ah, sorry.
Let's see. Christina ji, it's you now. और मेहनत करने वालों को हमेशा सफलता मिलती है.
The one who works hard is successful.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay. बच्चे, very wonderful. Okay. Next one, I'm going to give JD जी. बच्चे बोलते हैं जी पिताजी. बच्चे बोलते हैं.
बच्चे बोलते हैं. I don't know.
बच्चे, okay, मैं बोलता हूँ is I speak. बच्चे बोलते हैं is
Children speak.
very good. जी पिताजी. Yes, dad. They are acknowledging what he's saying. So बच्चे बोलते हैं. Kids say, yes, all right, dad. I got it. Something like that.
Hanji.
Haji? Okay. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Ji Pitaji. Okay. Okay. So Janpriyan ji, it's for you next one. हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे.
हम रोज करेंगे और एक्सरसाइज करेंगे.
हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और व्यायाम करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे.
Every day exercise and make effort.
Okay. हम, which is
we say it one more time. Give me the sentence one more time.
हम रोज एक्सरसाइज करेंगे और मेहनत करेंगे.
Every day we exercise and we make effort.
We will, because करेंगे and
करेंगे.
yes, future, right? Future indefinite. So basically he told he's giving some like more like healthy lessons to his kids, and he's like, yeah, they are saying we'll follow your advice. That's what they are acknowledging. Okay. Next two lines, because they're short. Meek, I'm going to give it to you. लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए, बारिश होने वाली है.
But please, oh sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Meek. Yeah.
Is it Mita or who is it?
Mita ji, I'm going to come to you. I just said Meek, M-E-I-K.
Oh, sorry.
No worries at all. I'm going to come to you right after.
Okay, so Meek. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. दोबारा बोलिए please.
लेकिन आप जल्दी चलिए. The kids are telling
But
him.
please go.
Yes.
But please go fast.
Yeah, let's go quickly. बारिश होने वाली है.
Rain. It's going to rain.
It's going to rain. Wonderful. बारिश होने वाली है. And now Mita ji, you. और हमें घर जल्दी पहुंचना है.
And we should reach home fast.
That's right. I'm going to next line also you. क्योंकि माँ आज गांव जाने वाली है.
Because mum is going. I didn't know what this word meant. Go on.
गांव.
Oh, she's
Gaon
going
is
to sing. She's going to
village.
sing.
Yes, गांव is village or.
Oh, village. Okay. Because today mum is going to the village.
Wonderful, right? Now next two lines. Samantha ji, it's you. Try to listen to it.
Yes.
माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं.
Repeat again.
माँ के कपड़े नीचे वाले कमरे में हैं.
My mom's clothes are in the room in the town.
Wonderful. You got it, huh? नीचे वाला कमरा, the room that is like, wonderful. Next one also you do it. Why don't you do it? माँ बहुत सालों बाद लखनऊ वाली मौसी से मिलेगी.
It's difficult. I will try.
बहुत सालों बाद, let's say it was माँ लखनऊ वाली मौसी से मिलेगी. मौसी is aunt.
So, Mom was told by Mosi that she should go to Lucknow for several years.
So she will meet her sister. माँ मौसी से मिलेगी. She will meet her sister.
Okay.
There's a word called बहुत सालों बाद. After many years, she's gonna see her.
After many years, okay.
After many years, she's gonna see her sister, right? Mausi. Mausi is aunt, mom's sister. Mausi.
Mom's sister.
Yeah. Lucknow wali. Lucknow is a place. You can call it Delhi wali. You can call it Kanpur wali. Any place.
Yes, I went there.
Yeah. The intent was to see wali or wala or wale used in multiple scenarios. Okay. Next one. Let's say who's Sheila ji. Okay. Mausi बहुत पैसे वाली है.
The aunt is rich, very rich.
Yeah, yes. वत्सला जी, लेकिन फिर भी रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है.
Sorry, did you want me to try that one again? The next one?
So, no, वत्सला जी.
Can you read the line one more time, please?
लेकिन मौसी बहुत पैसे वाली है, लेकिन फिर भी रिक्शे वाले से हमेशा भाव-ताव करती है.
But still, she haggles with the rickshawala.
Rickshawala, you probably have seen like the who's not familiar with rickshawala? Maybe raise your hand. You have probably seen the 3-wheel bikes in India if you've traveled, like that's the common mode of transportation. Like, but what she's saying, the saying is like, even though my aunt is rich, she still haggles with the rickshawala, which is a common thing. Like people will negotiate, like how much you're gonna take to take us from one place to another place, right? Okay, last line. Let's see who's not done it. Let's see, new person. Madhumita ji, you want to try this one?
हाँ.
मैंने सुना है.
हाँ.
मैंने सुना है, मधुमिता जी. ओके, मैंने सुना है मौसी का पति एक नया बिजनेस शुरू करने वाला है.
Can you repeat it one more time?
मैंने सुना है.
I heard that my aunt's husband is starting a new business.
Yeah, wonderful. मौसी का पति एक नया बिजनेस शुरू करने वाला है. Okay, so the story is there in the tiny.cc/Hindi University, and there's a link called Hindi Story. For complete beginners who are a little bit lost, don't worry, okay? I want you to read the paragraph now, and I want you to underline all the words for wala, wale, or wali, okay? That's your homework exercise. For the advanced intermediate students, if I couldn't ask you the questions, I want you to still read the paragraph and try to make sense of it on your own now, okay? And if you still have a problem, discuss it in the practice group, okay? So I'm going to stop the broadcast. I know we are 5 minutes over, so thank you so much for folks who joined using Facebook.